ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you here to Watkins Glen International for today's running of the last regular season race. The scenarios for today: Nick Green will clinch a championship race if he starts the race, and if Jonathan Stevenson does not get a top 10. Braden Mills has officially clinched the regular season championship with Nick Green not racing today. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Boston Matthews has officially clinched a spot in the playoff. In the championship race as well. If we see a new winner, we will see only one driver make it in on points. If not, then we will see two drivers make it in on points. Let's go trackside for pre-race ceremonies. Race fans, if you're able to, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of the Canadian national anthem. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Now it's time to meet where your favorite drivers are starting. Starting in 31st, driving in the number 77, Nate Rao. Starting in 30th, he won the first race of the year at the Texas Motor Speedway. Driving in the number 82, it's Grant Irwin. Starting in 29th, came up short last week and now slow this week. Driving in the number 11, it's Luke Dockery. Starting in 28th, driving in the 16, out with injury earlier this year, it's Cam Reich. Starting in 27th, driving in the number 33, Riley Poindexter. Starting in 26th, driving in the number 21, It is Ryan Calloway. Starting in 25th. He won the 3rd race of the year and the 2nd race at Kern County. Driver in the number 70, it's Garrett Irwin. Starting in 24th. Driving in the number 41, it's Owen Fischel. Starting in 23rd. Driving in the number 9, Jacob Spencer. Starting in 22nd. Almost won last week, but was kind of slow. Driving in the number 2, Bryce Watts. Starting in 21st, he won at Sonoma. Driving in the number 1, Austin Horner. Starting in 20th, driving in the number 22, it's Nolan Farley. Starting 19th, the Monza Oval winner. Driving in the number 83, Abshar Khan. Starting 18th, he's a multi-time winner. Won the 2nd race of the year and the 1st race at Kern County, and just last weekend at Road America. His name, driving in the number 44, Jerime Lomax. Starting 17th, another top 5 last week. Driving in the 74, Cohen Moore. Starting in 16th, it's a rookie this time, and it's not Paige Soper. Driving in the number 4, it's Jackson Hartman. Starting in 15th, driving in the 46, Fwabi Raider. Starting in 14th, driving in the number 17, it's Penn Pearson. Starting in 13th, driving in the 55, it's Brady Broughton. Starting in 12th, driving in the number 60, it's Skylar Nanny. Starting in 11th, driving in the number 45, it's Cole Flick. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet your top 10 starters. Starting in 10th, he controls his own destiny. If he gets top 10, he will eliminate Nick Green from contention of making the playoffs. Driving in the number 10, it's Jonathan Stevenson. Driving in the 38, starting in 9th, it's Eli Jackson. Starting in 8th, driving in the 51, Leo Hiob. Starting in 7th, driving in the number 12, it's Drew White. Starting in 6th, driving in the number 29, made the playoffs on points. The driver of the 29, it's Boston Matthews. Starting in 5th, driving in the 18, fast in practice, it's Bryce Pax. Starting in 4th, has not had the luck he needed, and now trying to pull an upset here in the last race of the year. Last regular season race of the year. It's a win, and you're in. Driving in the 19, David Loudon. Starting in 3rd, he has been sneakily inside of the top 3, and now he said, hey, I won the regular season championship. It's time to go out and win. Driving in the number 3, it's Braden Mills. Starting in 2nd, driving in the number 14, Luke Clark. And starting on the pole, driving in the number 50. So road course speed has been there. Road course luck? Nope, not at all. It's Aaliyah Dean. Jonathan Stevenson controls Nick Green's playoffs hopes. And we are green at the Glen. We are underway in New York. And they're already fanning out wide. A lot of wide. Here comes David Loudon looking for the lead. Aaliyah Dean already loses the lead on lap number 1, and she loses a lot of ground as well. Well, there's a lot of 3-wide racing in mid-pack already. They're coming through the carousel. Almost 3 wide, but they are not going to be. It's going to be side by side for 2nd through the bus stop. David Loudon will take 2nd. The one thing that Nick Green did not want to see is a 10 getting a great is get a great start. A great start by Jonathan Stevenson. But now, coming to the front straightaway, it's an early afternoon start. Luke Clark will lead lap 1 here from the Glen. Starting right now, riding in 17th, it is rookie Jackson Hartman. Hartman back in 17th, but right now, it's Clark, Loudon, and Mills, 1, 2, and 3. And this track, we have seen so much chaos exiting the S's. Here comes a 19. Zero luck at all this season for David Loudon, and he wants to lead on lap 2. It's side by side for the lead coming to the carousel. Through the carousel, here comes Mills. He went second, and he's close to the 14. But right now, it is David Loudon who leads here at the Glen. But here comes Clark with the great run down to the inside. Through turn 6, coming to turn number 7. Only 7 turns at this road course. And here comes 19, his first lap led in a few weeks. David Loudon has the lead at the Glen. Down to the inside goes the 19. We will most likely see a ton of chaos. And probably a lot of wrecks as well. Lap 3 of 25. It's a shorter race here from the Glen. Here comes the 14. Great run by Luke Clark to the inside. And the 3 is there as well. Loudon gets off the racetrack, loses the lead in second. At the same time, Clark and Mills will go by. Braden Mills, this might be his first time this season having a non-sneaky race. He's been fast all weekend long. Now he wants the lead here at the Glen. That 3 was 6th fastest in practice. And right now, he wants the lead over Luke Clark. Clark has the lead on lap 4. Great racing from the Glen. We will see pit stops, and that is a no-doubter. New leader here at the Glen, but for how long? Mills trying to take the lead, but he couldn't. And the 14 is pulling away. The 14 kind of pulling away. It's a 9/10 of a second lead. Nate Rao in last, and Ryan Calloway, his road course skills are not good this season. He's still way back. Now coming to lead lap number 4 at the Glen, it's Luke Clark. As of right now, Jonathan Stevenson will be making the championship race. Here comes Mills. Down to the inside. Side by side come to the S's. New leader through turn 1. It is going to be Braden Mills. And here comes the 19. Great run by the 14. And the 19 there. The 14 trying to get sideways. Trying to get the lead back once again on the same lap he lost it. Clark there. Mills runs to the grass. Loses the lead once again. And it is going to be the number 14 who leads. The one thing that Nick Green has to be excited about right now is this pass on the racetrack. Drew White gets around the 12. Now if Flick gets around, Drew White gets around the 10. And if Flick gets around the 10, folks, that could be something. Now back onto the front straightaway. Back through turn 1 comes to turn 2 and the S's. Up the hill and the S's here at the Glen. Through the S's. Coming out of the S's, coming to the back straightaway. Here comes a 3. Mills. Contact made. Leaders make contact. And here we go. Not much passing going on so far as we go straight through the field. Looks like that the 77 is still there in last. But as we go up front, we have 20 laps to go. So we decide who will be joining the 10 who locked themselves in with the win. 12 right now who has locked themselves in on points to the championship race. Here we go. It's Luke Clark. And the fans, every fan knew that this decision to have 14 cars in the championship race, actually have the championship race right after the regular season championship, was a good idea. No full-on playoffs for here on out. Here comes a 3. Through the bus stop, back up front goes Braden Mills. Braden Mills back up front here at the Glen. But here's the thing. If Braden Mills wins, we will see 2 drivers making it in on points because he is already locked in. How about the battle for 5th? Here goes Pax around the outside. Pax almost hits the wall, and it's side by side for 5th, but Matthews will keep 5th. Here comes Clark. Clark down to the inside. And Luke Clark wants a playoff spot here at the Glen. Here in the championship. He wants to win here at the Glen. The 14 sideways. Here comes a 19. Down to the inside. He won 2nd on Clark. Clark wants the lead. The 14 blocks the 19. To the outside. Now to the inside. Here comes the 19. Loudon is back to 2nd, and he's clear for that spot. Great run by David Loudon, and Loudon is wanting the lead here on lap 8. But I don't think he's going to be able to take it away. Who knows? It is Braden Mills who leads it. Through turn 7 into lap 9 of 25. Mills will continue to lead at the Glen. Let's see what will David Loudon do this time. And we know for a fact that since there are mandatory pit stops, we will see pit stops. At least one pit stop for each driver. Here comes the 19 of Loudon. He goes low. Great run for David Loudon. He wants to lead back. And it's still side by side. Mills is not giving an inch. He will reclaim the lead. He will not give it away again. Braden Mills leads here at the Glen. And now we will be back after this very short break. Let's ride along with David Loudon. He has the roof cam. We're back live on lap 12 of 25. We have 14 laps to go at the Glen. David Loudon still rides in second, but here he comes. Great run in the 19. Round the outside, he gets sideways. It's a 1-2-3 battle for the lead. Contact made. Around goes Loudon. Loudon gets wrecked by Luke Clark. David Loudon gets wrecked by Luke Clark, and he's into the wall. He spins, and he's in last. Oh my gosh, folks. Clark wrecks Loudon. Luke Clark is coming into pit road. Here on lap 12. And it's just a 1 and 2 battle for the lead. Here comes Aaliyah Dean. To the inside. It's side by side for the lead. Right now, Nick Green is not liking this. Why? Because Stevenson is running back in 7th. And Aaliyah Dean finally takes the lead here at the Glen. Aaliyah Dean is fast right now. Loudon back in front of the 14. But the 14 is way behind. He is way off strategy. It's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to win after wrecking David Loudon. Aaliyah Dean leads on lap 13. When will we see our first mandatory pit stops? The 14 technically took his because of damage. Dean, Mills, Pax 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. Great run by the 3 and the 18. We saw our first accident of the day today. Here comes the 18. He won second. He was quickest in practice. Great run by Bryce Pax. He's going to take second away. Aaliyah Dean loses the lead in second. Braden Mills is back out front here at the Glen. Here we go. About running in 15th, it's rookie Jackson Hartman. And how about David Loudon? You can tell he has speed because he is closing in on the big pack of cars. David Loudon is just a couple corners back. And he is running down the back of the field quickly. But Luke Clark is way behind. Here comes Pax. Around the outside. It's going to be side by side for the lead. Come to the bus stop once again. Pax on the inside through the bus stop, but it's going to be Mills on the inside. But Pax with a great run. Bryce Pax to the lead at the Glen. 11 laps of racing left here at the Glen. David Loudon is officially going to be catching the back of the field in the next 2 laps. Here is the 18. Pax round the final corner. It's 10 laps of racing left at the Glen. Here we go. Mills. He has the advantage. He will have a good run. Up the hill through the S's. Looks like that Luke Clark is also getting a good run as well. The 14 also closing back in on the lead lap. Here comes a 3. Mills retakes the lead. Aaliyah Dean will retake second. Clark just 28 seconds back. Nate Rao there in 29th is losing sight of the 21 as the 19 continues to close. Here comes a 12. He wants third. 10 laps to go. None of the leaders pit, and we have a new driver inside the top 3. His name is Drew White. Drew White will take third away. And now here we go, folks. For the S's. Aaliyah Dean and Drew White is there, but Dean with a great run down to the inside. It's going to be side by side for the lead. Look at Pax looking for third. Mills able to hang on to the lead. Here on lap 17 with 9 laps of racing left. You can see the tire marks on the track. We are now hearing there is no mandatory pit stops because there was a test of go-karts earlier, and the CSK official said that those drivers said, hey, we don't need a mandatory pit stop for this one. So no mandatory pit stops. It's just based on chaos. And we already saw one piece of chaos. Here comes the 50. Aaliyah Dean with a great run around the outside. She wants the lead. Back down to the inside. Here comes the 12 of Drew White as well. Almost 3 wide. Here comes the 18. Mills will lose second. Aaliyah Dean is back up front. And Nick Green is getting word. And with no mandatory pit stops, and if Dean keeps the lead, Nick Green will have to wait until next season to make the championship race. But folks, it's been a good race. Aaliyah Dean has the lead here from Watkins Glen. 7 laps to go from the Glen, and we still have 7 long laps. And we could still see chaos that drives the number 10 out of the top 10. We have yet to see the big one here at the Glen. We have seen so many big wrecks out of the carousel. Not the carousel, out of the S's. Here comes Mills. Great run on the 50. Here comes Mills to the inside. They both make contact with the wall. Pax, heavy damage to the 18. A lot of damage to the 18. He takes second, but the 3 is back up front. Comes to 6 laps to go. 25 laps at a road course. Braden Mills looks to get to victory lane. Bryce Pax does not pit. The wall did not damage him enough to make him pit. Pax to the inside. Wants the lead. Great run by Bryce Pax on the inside. Up the hill to the S's. Pax has the lead. But for how long? Because here comes Mills. Here comes Aaliyah Dean as well. It's side by side for the lead, and here comes the 50 as well. Great run. Look at Matthews. Mills will retake the lead. Matthews will take fourth away. Stevenson is still running in fifth. In seventh. One wreck that collects Jonathan Stevenson will be all she wrote for Stevenson's championship chances unless the 3 wins the race. Remember, Nick Green also has to rely on Braden Mills winning the race. And Green was like, I think I'm just going to rely on Jonathan, because he did not realize that the 3 was going to be this quick. Bryce Pax to the lead, 5 laps to go at the Glen. 5 to go. 1 last shot for all, 5 last shots for all these drivers in a battle to race for a championship. Stevenson has not been as good in the regular season. Now, because of points, he is in prime position to make the championship race. Looked on the inside of Stevenson. Couldn't get the pass, but it's Bryce Pax trying to advance to the championship race. We have a pass for 14th. Here comes Jackson Hartman. Rookie Hartman up to 14th. Through turn 7. 4 laps of racing left at the Glen. Bryce Pax, Braden Mills, Aaliyah Dean, 1, 2, 3. Then it's Boston Matthews and Drew White, 4th and 5th. 3/10 of a second lead. And closing, here comes a 3. Mills, right there. Great run, down to the inside goes Mills. Cannot take the lead on lap 22. They're now coming to 3 laps to go at the Glen when they cross the start-finish line. Is Bryce Pax just too fast for all these drivers? That's the question. Or can Mills find a way to find enough speed in the last 3 laps? He's still there. He's still right behind the 18. The draft might also work. 3 laps of racing left here at the Glen. Mills down to the inside. Looking for a good run. 4/10 back. And looking to close back in, and is great run by the 3. Oh my goodness. What a run by Braden Mills. To the outside. He's there. Diving down low. Mills, Pax, side by side for the lead. But Pax hangs on. There comes the 2 laps to go when they cross the line. Through the carousel for the final 3 times. If Mills does that in the last 2 laps or even on the last lap, and this time actually passes the 18 for the lead, folks, we might see a Nick Green, Jonathan Stevenson championship race as well. Right now it's looking like that it's only going to be Jonathan Stevenson clinching a spot in the championship. 2 laps of racing left at the Glen. Braden Mills. Good run to the inside. He is closer than he was last time through turn 1. And now he is looking to get a good run and is. Once again, back-to-back great runs for Braden Mills. Through the S's. And he keeps it safe off the wall. And the other thing is, too, if there's any wrecks with the front runners and the 10 makes contact, well, the 10 could lose out. Oh my goodness, Dean will take second away. They're coming to the white flag. One last chance for these drivers. One last chance for glory. Mills, he already knows he is locked in, so he doesn't need to win. But I think he wants to help his friend Nick Green out. White flag is in the air. One more time around Watkins Glen. Here comes Aaliyah Dean. Aaliyah Dean came up so close at the Daytona Road Course. And now, here on this last lap, finally gets her chance to pull off the win from the pole. Here comes Dean. Here comes the 18. They make contact. Dean to the inside. Pat to the inside as well. It's side by side for the lead. Aaliyah Dean's gonna take the lead away. And Aaliyah Dean has some other words to Nick Green, and that is, see you next season. With this lead and the checkered flag, Aaliyah Dean through turn 6. In turn 7, last lap pass eliminates Nick Green. Stevenson is on to the championship as Aaliyah Dean will win at the Glen. Nick Green has been eliminated. Jonathan Stevenson gets a top 10. Aaliyah Dean gets the win here at the Glen. Well, folks, that will do it. Aaliyah Dean is into the championship race. Jonathan Stevenson gets a top 10. Nick Green is eliminated. I do Luke Clark, Karma, after wrecking the 19 finishes in last. Thanks for